had this long discussion about Wolverine due to the GTA 6 delay. And I will tell you that after GTA 6 was announced to be delayed, come on, boss, you gotta stop.
That cat did nothing, man. He was sitting nice and comfortably on your lap, man. You threw him off you like an empty box, man. I can't believe people treat their pets like this, man. All because they concerned about Grand Theft Auto 6 impacting Marvel Wolverine, man. What are you doing, bro? You out here acting like that wallpaper you got in the background, Kratos. What is wrong with you ponies being so goddamn angry for no apparent reason, man? You know, you better make sure Boss gets his treats, goddamn it.
After it was announced to be delayed,
we talking about some very important business here.
Omniac posted on their Twitter, and
because we going to war.
They say, don't miss a shred of information. Wishlist Marvel's Wolverine coming fall 2026.
Uh-oh.
And
that's when the game's coming out, man? Oh, yeah, that game is getting impacted, bro. I don't know what you ponies are saying, man. You know, it better be a saving grace to see if this game even remotely sells 5 million. Well, I hope so. Like I said, I don't want to see the game fail. But, man, this game is coming out at the worst possible time. PlayStation might want to release this game during the summer of 2026, bro. Because if you guys don't think that people are going to look at Wolverine and GTA 6 and choose Grand Theft Auto 6 over Marvel Wolverine, then you guys clearly on a serious dose of pony dust.
Again, that was specifically after the GTA 6 delay.
Uh-oh.
So many people took this as Insomniac essentially coming out and saying, like, we're still sticking to fall 2026. And, yeah, I mean, Wolverine is one of the only other games that has a fall release window, and that's why when the GTA 6 getting we're going to talk about that too, because we have a follow-up.
They know they in trouble, man. They hoping that game gets delayed one more time, man. You know, PlayStation going to have to drop Wolverine during the summertime, because you definitely ain't going to win that holiday season with Grand Theft Auto 6, man. That is the biggest game coming out probably for the next 20 years, bro. I'm sorry, man. That's how big this game is, bro. You guys already know, even 20 years from now, people are still going to be talking about Grand Theft Auto 6. Okay? They're probably going to be playing the remastered version of it. That's how big this game is, man. You know, and for any of these ponies to downplay and talk about, it's about exclusive. I don't know, man. We'll see how much exclusives mean when that game completely outsells Marvel Wolverine, man. You know, it was bad enough that Xbox was putting games on your platform. You had Halo campaign, Evolved also coming around that. Bro, this is like, yo, nobody's going to want to buy PlayStations for their exclusives no more. And this is what I was trying to tell you. This is what's detrimental to PlayStation, is the fact that PlayStation is going to have a platform, but yet the games that you play on it are going to be third-party as well as Xbox games. So essentially, it is an Xbox at that point. Because if you're not playing it for the PlayStation 5 exclusive software, then to be honest with you, it's just another third-party box like everything else that's out already. It's nothing special about it. All that special sauce that you guys keep talking about that the PlayStation 5 has, well, guess what? It will be obsolete with PlayStation 6, especially when you're going to be able to play these games on PC through Steam.
All right. You got to go.
Again? Oh! Uh-oh, he carrying him out. What? Bro, your cat just wants some love and affection, man. What? You put him in the other room?
I remember Rolo bringing back in, but he's being really...
What?
It's just like every stream. Like, dude.
Bro, it's a cat. You what? Bro, it's a cat. The cat don't understand what you're doing. Your cat probably looking at you like you stupid. Like, what is this man even talking about, bro? He's just talking to a screen. Like, what? You don't think animals see this? Like, what is this guy doing? This is stupid. Like, what? Huh? What are you doing? You know the cat. I mean, come on, man. I've seen worse cats than that, man. Spitting out yarn balls, peeing all over the floor, and you out here throwing your cat out of your room twice. Matter of fact, because you threw him down the first time. Now you completely lugged him out like he was a log, like you was carrying out some trash, and threw him out in the other room. The next one, he gonna be outside. Like, what are we doing here, man?
There was a cat on your roof today, Carl. Uh-oh.
Hey, what is up with you people?
Titus is
His
saying
cat won't be on the roof. His cat will be outside. if Boss continues to keep this up.
you'll get both. But they're crazy releasing this near GTA 6. There's only so much money it can go around. Well, my thought on this, Titus, is that I mean, I was looking over again the calendar, and they could release it September 25th. They could release it October 2nd. And I think if they release it within that time frame, Wolverine that is, I think they'll be fine. I mean, that's practically like 2 months.
It depends, though, but a lot of people nowadays are very stingy with where they're putting their money now, man. You know, I've had people tell me I would have bought the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection if everything just came out all right. I've had people tell me, hey, I would have gotten Mind's Eye. The game looks pretty fun, Gamester, when I watch it during live streams. People's matter of fact, I think it's like $30-something on Amazon right now if anybody's interested. But like I said, though, you know, people are very stingy with their money. It is what it is, man. You know, we'll see. I think the game will do well enough. It really depends on the budget of how much money they put into the game. I'd have to find that out first, and then I can project how many sales that it would need. But like I said, man, even just dropping it 2 months early, it doesn't matter, bro. You're dropping it within. Everybody that go to GameStop is going to put their money on that. They're going to skip through Wolverine. I mean, you might have a few people like yourself, ponies double dipping. You know what I'm saying? But that's just not a smart decision. Right? There's a reason why a lot of these games ain't coming out around Grand Theft Auto 6, and it has a lot to do with the fact, like you said, Marvel Wolverine was the only game that really had a fall release. Now you got to share that with a game that's far bigger than whatever game that PlayStation, Xbox, and even Nintendo got, which is Grand Theft Auto 6. How are you guys going to be able to compete with that, man? And I'm telling you, if the game does do well, I guarantee it's still going to have far less sales than what Sony was expecting due to that. So we'll see how that turns out.
Months, you know. I think they'll be fine, but I think it's more likely, and I think if anything, this post from Insomniac, I think it points to they would be more likely to move the date up than to delay it. I think it's pretty clear that this game will not get delayed out of 2026. And I don't think it should. I mean, they are different games. You buy Wolverine, you know, if Wolverine comes out the last week of September, the first week of...
They're not going to do it, bro. That's just not how the casual gamers buy games, bro. That's just not how it... Maybe 6 months, maybe because they might say, hey, I might need something to do before this game comes out. But I guarantee a lot of those casuals would be playing Grand Theft Auto 5 because a lot of people do that as well. You guys forget that they played the old game before the new one comes out. So that means that nobody's going to want to play Marvel Wolverine because it's going to impact that. Because it's like I don't know if you guys know, these casuals, they do this farewell thing. Like, oh, okay, let's play the game, you know, before we decide to reassert ourselves within Grand Theft Auto 6. That's what the casuals do. So during that 2-month period, they're not going to be able to fit that farewell to Grand Theft Auto 5 to 6 and play Marvel Wolverine at the same time. Somebody's going to be axed out here, and we know it ain't GTA 6. So maybe if it's 6 months, you know what I mean? But you guys know, a lot of people do that. You know, go back to memory lane, you know, oh, we're going to play GTA 5 for the last 2 months, and then when GTA 6 come out, we're going to dedicate everything to that. That's what a lot of people are going to do. Because GTA 5 is still getting content. It's still getting content. Marvel Wolverine is a single-player game. Once you beat it, you put it on the shelf, and you're done. Get your platinum trophy, and there you go. That's it. That's the type of game that offers. And to be honest with you, that's not a game that people want to fit it within a 2-month spectrum of GTA 6 coming out. Maybe 6 months. 6 months, yes. But not 2 months. No.
October. I think for most people, it's just like, well, you buy it, you play, you'll probably be done with it before GTA 6 even comes out, you know? Not because it's like a short game, but I mean, you know, it's going to be a single-player game. Wolverine will probably be 15 hour, anywhere between 15 and 25 hours. Maybe you could go up to 30. I guess it depends on how much is really there, but it's a single-player game. You know, I think you'll be finished with it probably within a month and a half, and at that time, that's, you know, again, if these release windows are accurate, but I do think it's worth pointing out that this tweet was purposely put out there by Insomniac after
they're afraid
the GTA 6 delay, and I think it's their subtle way of just trying to let everybody know we're not worried about it. You know?
You should. And that's the problem. The last time Sony wasn't worried about something, we had Concord. The last time Sony wasn't worried about something, we had a marathon situation. Sony needs to worry about these things. Stop expecting people to want to spend $70 on a game coming out with Grand Theft Auto 6 1 or 2 months prior. Nobody, I'm telling you, bro. And if it does well enough, that's fine. Nobody's going to argue that. My point is that you're going to get less sales because of that. There's a reason why games did not want to come out with the release date of GTA 6. There's a reason why companies, even though they know they got games coming out this year, they didn't want to come out with was it next year? I'm sorry, with a release date because they don't know when this game's coming out. And then GTA just kind of trolls them and just delays it for another few months or another year. It's crazy. But GTA 6 is the game. That's the game people are going to want to play. That's the game that PlayStation is going to get the most money on. Not that exclusive. So it's going to make their money, and that's it. You shelf it, and then the money stops. GTA 6 is going to be that concurrent money where people pay for PlayStations. People buy the PlayStation membership to play this game. People pay for the microtransaction, which this game more likely will have, like GTA, like all the other games they've done. And there you go. That's how, and it's probably going to be far worse. I think that might be the one concerning thing about GTA 6, guys, is that they're going to probably take off that hype of GTA 5, because they've already done it with the remaster and making money harder, making it seem like we got to pay for the money now. They've already done it. That's why a lot of people still play old gen GTA 5, because for some reason, and I played the both versions, remastered version, they make it harder to get money now. You get what I'm saying? They make it way harder. When you play it on the old version, you could even buy packs. Like, for example, you could buy the game and then get 10 million from it from paying $35, which in GTA 5 in the new version, you start off with practically nothing, and then they want you to pay for the Rockstar Pass. And I guarantee they're going to push that heavy with GTA 6 come around. So I'm not, like, that's what I'm saying, man. It's going to be very predatorial with the way they go about their microtransactions, but you already know these casuals, they're going to accept it because it's a new Grand Theft Auto.
Rocky Rob with a $10 direct donation says, be sure to gift enough subs to feed the beast scallywags. Like being reported and going around that apparently Rockstar uploaded a video on the back end to their YouTube channel. And a lot of people are thinking it's trailer number 3 coming this week. Again, be very careful. You choose to believe that. But I mean, you know, it is kind of strange, I have to admit. It's kind of strange for them to announce a 6-month delay and not give us anything, you know? So maybe they just wanted to stagger it a little bit. They'll announce the delay 1 week and then the next week.
Like I said, we're going to end it here. GTA 6 is going to single-handedly save these platforms. And what I'm disappointed in is the fact that, you know, GTA 5 was a big phenomenon even on the 360. But you know what? One thing I can say about the PS3 and 360, even go as far with the Wii, at least they didn't build their backs off this game. You know what I mean? It came out at the end of the generation for those platforms, probably similar to what this game is doing with PlayStation 5 and Xbox. And it's just like, at least those games was built off their own catalog. You know what I'm saying? Y'all like, yeah, games, I see your point. I mean, this is crazy that GTA 5 is saving your platform. It didn't even say, like, even when the Xbox One and PS4 came out, GTA 5, which was still very popular, didn't save those platforms. You get what I'm saying? People still bought it for the Xbox. People still bought it for the PlayStation games. People were still buying PlayStation exclusives. Not like what we're getting now. Far less sales in comparison. Okay? We could keep talking about how much hardware is being sold, but let's talk about how much software is not selling. And this is why when I brought up that the whole Nintendo's not doing well with the software, you guys will say, Mario Kart well, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Pokemon Legends, even though it's sold 50% worse than Archives, with 160 million install base, none of you guys even argue that because it did well enough. Pokemon could have sold 1 million copies in Nintendo when they made their money. That's not what we're arguing, you stupid fanboy. You guys are so foolish. At the end of the day, people are buying less and less games. It is what it is. Okay? Free-to-plays, third-party titles, people are being very selective in the games that they want to purchase. Bro, even when I had Mortal Kombat Legacy, nobody was even online on it, bro. Nobody was playing it, bro. Those games is dead online. The Capcom fighting, nobody's playing them, man. All these games that are coming out with online play and nobody's even touching them. What's the point of even paying for online? If you can't even play the games you want, because more than likely, if you're an old school gamer and you like particular games, nobody's playing it. It's pathetic, man. Online needs to be free, man, especially with the way things is going on now. It is what it is. But GTA 6 is going to save these platforms. And I can't say that it did that for 360 and PS3 because they had established catalogs. People supported all different types of varieties of games. PS4 and Xbox One, people still did. They supported ARC. They supported a lot of different projects. They bought PlayStation exclusives. You get what I'm saying? They were supporting what the brand represented, right? According to these fanboys, because that's what it's all about. Now you fast forward to 2025, everybody and their mama is looking forward to Grand Theft Auto 6. Nothing less, nothing more, nothing less. It's so sad that these platforms have built, especially now because they're just playing the 2Ks and all that because that's what's giving them, time to be able to look forward to that game. Not your games, bro. Not your exclusive. Stellar Blaze selling 1 mil. Like, these games are selling terrible, bro. Y'all want to sit there and talk about, oh, they're selling good. No, they're not, bro. Y'all know it from the bottom of your hearts. These games are not selling the way that you guys envisioned, regardless of the hardware sales. PlayStation 5 outselling the PS4 in hardware, but yet PS4 software outsold you, though. That makes no sense. How can you sit there and say, oh, with the PS5, we got the higher hardware, but when you look at the software sales, it's at an all-time low. Oh, the Switch 2 is selling well, Mario Kart Well Bundle, and Donkey Kong Bonanza, and Pokemon Legends ZA with cross-generation game with 160 million install base, 50% less than archives, and yet you guys don't bring this up as a concern with people buying less and less games. People are buying less games on Switch too. Don't get it twisted. Nobody's picking up those expansion packs. Nintendo's getting their money, obviously, because they don't put that much money in their games in the first place. But don't get it twisted. Third party has been selling terrible on that platform. Game key cards, and there's a lot of other factors. So when I say games are selling, I'm not talking about specific games. I'm talking about games in general, because that wasn't like that with the Switch 1. People bought third party on Switch 1. Y'all know that. People also bought exclusives for the Switch, which they still kind of very much doing that with the Switch 2. But I'm saying overall, when I say games, I'm saying everything. Anything that's a game. And people are supporting the Switch 2 at an all-time low, even with the hardware sales. Those are collecting dust. People are buying the Switch 2 because they're impulsive and they're trying to rekindle that hype that the Switch 1 had just to find out that they're bored. Matter of fact, there's a lot of people that I know that own the Switch 2 and they say, man, I'm bored. I got a friend that don't even use it no more. He picked it up from Mario Kart World and went right back to playing 8. I think he actually bought a physical and he traded the game in. He didn't even like World. He traded it in. So understand that. Well, yeah, the hardware. Well, guess what? The software is selling low. Understand this, guys. But y'all don't want to peep this. Y'all want to be fanboys. Y'all want to, Pokemon did well enough, though. Oh, okay. Fair enough. But then I was also concerned with games like Metroid, and we'll see how well that sells. I can't wait for Metroid, because if that game doesn't sell the way it's supposed to, I don't want to hear about no Donkey Kong Bonanza numbers. I want that game to sell 10 million off the bat. It doesn't need to, obviously. People are like, why? 160 million install base. That's why. The Switch 1 had a lower install base than what the Switch 2 is dealing with, but yet the Switch 1 sold more in software. What are you guys talking about? Even with cross-generation titles. Like I've said before, Metroid Prime 4 better hit 10 mil. Because those were the numbers we was looking at when Switch 1 came out with their own games on one platform. You got 2 platforms here, buddy. Y'all like, damn, GameStop, I see what you're saying. Now, Bonanza is a good one because that's valid. That's still valid because about 30% of their audience bought it. That's valid. Mario Kart World, I guess, you can count that one too. Those are valid. But everything else, though? Oh, no. You can't. You can't. Now with those cross-generation games especially, there's no way in hell if Metroid Prime come out and let's say it sells Donkey Kong Bonanza numbers with an install base of 160 million, then I think we need a room for car. I think it's still good enough to make money because Nintendo don't put much money in their games. But I'm saying that is a room for concern. that shows us that people buy less games now, because Metroid Prime 4 should be selling like how Smash Bros. Did on the Switch One, like how Breath of Wild did on the Switch One, like how Tears of Kingdom did on the Switch One. Those are the numbers I want to see for these Switch, especially for cross-gen games, guys. Now, Switch 2, we can't say because the install base ain't high enough, but at least for the Switch 1, Switch 2 games, they should at least be hitting close to what the numbers were on Switch 1, and you guys know they're not. That's the capping that y'all do. Okay, so you're a Nintendo hater. You hate Nintendo. Bro, I got more Nintendo Switch games than you. Don't even go there with me, bro. Don't even go there with me. Y'all be talking all this. No, you and everybody. Bro, I got 5 Nintendo Switches, bro. I'm keeping it a buck. I got thousands of Switch games. Y'all sitting there with 20 games in your bedroom. I got thousands, bro. Thousands. Nintendo making money off me, not you. Not you, me. So therefore, I have the right to talk about these things. Thousands of Switch games. All right? So all I'm saying is that this is concerning. The games was going to do well enough for Nintendo to kind of, get by, essentially. But the sales is low. We'll see, though. Metroid Prime 4 is going to expose everything. It's going to explode. We'll see. I hope the game does well. But if the game sells like 3 million like Bonanza did, even in the 2 or 3, 4 months, that's not good in my opinion. Because you got a higher install base than what you had before. Switch 1 games had to rely on its own install base for money. And at the time, they weren't at the 150 million when they were selling these Pokemon and these games. Look, check what I'm saying. Think about them. I'm gonna peep this. See, I'm very good with breaking stuff down. Pokemon Sword and Shield, right? That game came out in what, 2018, right? I think it was a year after the Switch. That game sold 25 mil. That game sold 25 mil. 25 mil. And the install base weren't even that high. You guys got a higher install base, apparently, because it's the fastest selling Switch. It's projected. But who knows when that train's going to stop? That freight train's going to stop. You guys are just banking on the fact that it's going to still continue to do this for months and months on end. And maybe with no GTA 6 is very possible. But regardless if that's not the case and people are buying the hardware for their kids, the software is at an all-time low. And that's something that I've noticed. Hopefully people that actually have a rational mindset can have a legitimate discussion about this, because you guys don't. You Nintendo fanboys don't. Y'all want to be, but it did good enough. Donkey Kong Bonanza was... Yes, I know that. That's fine. I don't even count those as bad selling games. But Pokemon Legends, 50% worse. Obviously made enough money to make off the budget because they're low-end project games, but 50% less than Archives. Higher install base, 160 million. You guys claim that Nintendo is so important to gamers and explain that Pokemon Legends should have sold 10 million off the gate. Should have sold 10 million off the gate. Battlefield sold like 7 mil. What are you guys talking about? Oh, but it's on multiplayer. It doesn't matter. At this point, with the way how many Switch consoles out there, that you might as well say that's enough. The vast majority of you guys ain't buying it. Switch 1 and 2. We'll see. Metroid Prime 4 is going to expose everything. When that game comes out, we're going to see the truth for ourselves, because you start noticing it with the cross-gen games. You start noticing it. Oh, yeah, you start noticing, hold on, this game got an install base of 165 million, Switch 1 and 2. It's only selling 4 mil? What? That's 2 install bases. That means even Nintendo gamers have stopped buying games. But let's not act like when it goes to 154.01 to 154.02, that's a huge improvement. They're buying the Switches now. They're even buying the Switch ones. Oh, God. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, take care. Peace out.